Okay, here we are. First YouTube video. Now I'm sure after seeing this title and of the video and the channel name, you must be thinking, "Arey yaar, ek aur YouTube video, YouTube channel on stock market." Already we have so much of gyan from a lot of influencers, so many spreadsheet working, how to become financial independent, how to get rich. So it's already there. So you must be thinking, okay, another channel. देखते हैं क्या ज्ञान देता है ये बंदा भी. I know. So you must have seen a lot of videos, a lot of working, and I assume that after this COVID, especially after this so much of exposure to stock market, most of you are already pro in terms of knowledge of stock market, knowledge of mutual fund, how these kind of financial instruments work. But yes, I have a different perspective to share, which I think can be value for you. Uh, I think that can certainly show you the psyche usually what required to invest in stock market if you're investing directly. So that is something I think should be of some value for you. So let's begin. Hope for the best. Now, to give you some background of myself, I'm also one of the, I would say, so-called retail investor, retail niveshak, or I think nowadays it's termed also as COVID investor. All those who came to stock market after COVID-19 and when we were at our home, working from home, we got some time free, so we saw opportunity on the stock market. And I think a very crucial, I would say, aspect to this is all of us got wooed by a lot of influencer on YouTube channel, social media, giving gyan on stock market, how it can change your life, how it can make you financially independent. And then on top of that, we have seen a lot of veteran stock investor. You can see the picture. I don't want to name them. I think you're already aware how they become super rich by investing into stock market. How they, I mean, kind of a story of rag from riches, which one assume. Then finally adding to it, a lot of business news channel who day in day out showing you stories of stock market, how stock market changed the life of people, how some stock which were like uh, count 100x, 1000x and made people crorepati. I mean, if you would have invested, let's say 10,000 rupees 20 years ago, it is now worth rupees 8 crore, 10 crore. It could have changed your life. So all these things, I would say, kind of contributed to this. So what caused it? So I think it was hidden in everyone's heart, or I would say deep inside, and it got out after a lot of discussion on social media, discussion by a lot of influencers. That was the hidden desire of fire, I would say. I don't want to explain. I mean, I don't assume that I don't need to explain this term called fire, which is financially independent, retire early. So that was the, I think that is a deep desire. Deep down, it is desire of every, I would say, almost all the middle class or salary class people that everyone wants to retire early, and especially after seeing working of a lot of influencers, it is possible to get retired, let's say around 40, 45, or at max at 50, having a corpus which is enough to cover your daily expenses and your luxury also. But I mean, after seeing people making big buck in stock market, making big return, I mean, the FD class loving salary person saw this as an opportunity. Now he was, I mean, everyone was thinking that I can get retired early. I can get a what I always wanted, a 3 or 4 BHK in a luxury a kind of a luxury apartment in a posh society, maybe in Gurgaon, Noida, Mumbai, wherever you are, and of course a luxury SUV parked in the parking of that luxury apartment. So I think that was a hidden desire of fire, I would say, which was deep inside. Now it is out there and everyone discussing about it. Now, who are the biggest beneficiary of this desire of retiring early? So of course, these were the YouTube influencer, most important stockbroking platform like Zerodha, Grow, Upstock, and some of the stock market trainer who help you investing in stock market, trading options and future and options. And I don't see any harm or I would say nothing wrong in it. I mean, of course, if there is a market, there will be someone to target in and earn out of it. So nothing, even they contributed, I would say constructively in creating the awareness around stock market investing. So there are a lot of good things happen in this area, but of course, some exploited also. Now you see a lot of tips on stock market, trainers claiming that they can change your life. You need not to do your 9 to 5 job. You can retire. You can do full-time trading, which we'll discuss. Of course, it's not a case for everyone. Not everyone can become a full-time trader. And you have seen SEBI data also. 9 out of 10 traders lose money. So yeah, there are pros and cons of this stock market boom. So all this revolution happening in stock market, it resulted in FOMO among many of us, especially the middle class and the salaried people who didn't invested in stock market earlier prior to COVID. Now they're thinking, why I didn't invested in this stock? Why I didn't do SIP 15, 20 years ago? Why haven't I applied for that large blue chips company IPO, which is now like 1000x of its IPO price? I would have made crores. And now I have to live with this FOMO. Because I like if I would have done any of this, maybe I was close to my target of retiring early. And same was shown by a lot of influencer on their fancy Excel sheets working that you could have retired if you would have invested or would have done that SIP earlier. And also to adding to this FOMO, you end up hearing from a lot of folks who invested in real estate that bhai, wahan par, if you would have bought a land of let's say 10 lakh rupees or 20 lakh rupees, their value is now 2 crore, 3 crore, or even 5 crores. Or if you would have booked a flat in that particular project at 50 lakh. Now it is worth 3 crore. So all this led to FOMO among all of us. I would say a happy living, salary class, middle class, small businessman that I miss this bus completely. So I hope whatever I spoke in last slide sounds similar to you, especially to all the middle class people, or I would say middle upper class, middle upper class, somewhere who are in between that middle class and upper middle class, earning let's say around 10 to 20 lakh in a year. I mean, I thought this is a new terminology, or maybe small businessmen. Now, all due to this, I would say revelation of you can become rich by investing in stock market, mutual fund, real estate. Now there's a huge jump, or I would say participation of retail investor into stock market, to some extent in real estate market also. If you have seen price rise for last 3 years, it's quite evident that a lot of people are now even investing in real estate by taking home loans, by taking loans. Uh, uh, I mean, you must be seeing stockbroking data. Their profit is like 2x, 4x, 10x, even to an extent, all due to rising participation of retail investor in the stock market. And I feel that this is good to some extent also, because if you see the past data, investing in stock market can certainly help you building wealth in long term. But beware that you have to consider your risk profile. You have to consider what kind of funds you have. Liquid fund, I would say, you are not taking any kind of leverage before investing. So all these factors needs to be considered before investing into stock market for wealth creation. So after observing all this from last, I would say 2, 3 years, the crux of the matter is that in theory you can become rich if you invest in stock market, and that too in a shorter duration compared to, let's say, if you are growing your wealth by gradually increasing your salary or growing in your career, or let's say vis-a-vis growing your small business. So in theory it is possible that you become rich faster than your whatever your job or business you are doing. But having said that, it comes with a risk. And you've seen that there are only handful of stock market investor who made big, or who made big fortune in the stock market. You can see, I mean, there are thousand lakhs of people who invested in stock market, but you only see, I would say, only 10 to 20 or at max 50 people who made it big. Now their portfolio run into a worth of, let's say, 10,000 crore or more. So not many names are there, and that too they did with a lot of risk. And in earlier time, getting leverage is also easy compared to current scenario with a lot of restriction, and SEBI enforced a lot of rules and regulation to ensure that you cannot take leverage without having particular liquidity. So nowadays it's not that easy, I would say. But having said that, this notion of getting rich overnight or retire early, now there is a sense of extreme FOMO among retail investor, or I would say normal investor. And you can see in the news or social media or data that a lot of people are investing in future FNO. They're doing FNO trading. You have seen SEBI data: 9 out of 10 retail investor loses money. People are investing into SME IPO, which are, I mean, there are companies which are not known. Their lot size is quite high. You have to minimum invest a lakh or more, while in normal IPO you can just invest with an amount of 14,000. And to my utter surprise, now people are even ready to invest in unlisted stock. There are many platforms now cropped out or mushroomed, I would say, who are offering you a piece of unlimited stock to own. And after seeing past example, that investor or that celebrity who made like 100x, you have seen actresses making 100x, 200x from the IPOs. Now people are seeing this, that why I cannot own an unlisted share. Maybe when this share will get listed, I may make 100x or 200x. Rather than investing when this IPO get open, where I can only make, let's say, double of the IPO price, there's opportunity of earning 10x or 100x. So that kind of given the opportunity to these platform to list down such kind of offering where you can even own these unlisted share. There's one example. Swiggy, before its listing, many portal were they were opened the CCPS, or I would say unlimited stock, unlisted stocks lot to retail investor, but it was certain extent, it was a certain lot you have to buy, which is approx 6 lakh of investment you have to do, which I would say kind of a risk you are taking if you're a small investor. And you have seen, I mean, if you saw the CCPS price, why people were thinking that if I can own a listed chunk of Swiggy share, I may be making 2x, 3x, 4x. They were, I mean, they made nothing. If you compare the CCPS price and the listing price of Swiggy, they made zero return, even after so much of buzz around Swiggy IPO. So that's the harsh reality. Here comes the hard part. Uh, Stock market has corrected by 10%. Many of the retail investors who have invested in the popular stocks like PSUs, railways, defense, I mean, their portfolio is down by even 30-40%. Uh, and that's stuff for a retail investor who recently invested into market, especially after COVID, and where they never seen such kind of correction happening, and that too for such a prolonged duration. Correction did happen earlier also, but it was not such a prolonged duration, and nobody's sure that whether it's coming to an end, or whether it will be there will be a long bear market. So that's a tough part. And now, I mean, earlier what we used to hear from business news channel, a lot of influencers, you should always buy the dip. Now people are confused whether it's an opportunity to buy the dip, or whether we are staring at a bear market. So should I invest now, or let's say should I wait for another 10% correction? So it's very tough, and it's almost impossible to guess. I mean, there is no right or wrong answer to it. I mean, there are a lot of things happening in global market macros which are affecting, especially the last earning season was also not good for Indian market. So it's really tough. And I would say your guess is as good as mine, and the only thing which I can think that no one knows nothing. So now comes the question: why a new YouTube channel or another YouTube channel on stock market? I'll tell you the story why I started this YouTube channel. Approx 1 year ago, I started watching a YouTube channel by Mr. Vasant Maheshwari. He's a veteran stock investor who made a big fortune in stock market. His portfolio now, if I talk about his net worth, it must be plus in outward of 1,000 crores or more. I'm not sure on that exact, but certainly more than that. How he did that? He did it with a great risk, great a huge leverage he has taken. Certainly it paid off for him. Luckily, he made it big with the stocks like Pantaloon or Page, who kind of given Titan, who kind of given him 100x, 1000x kind of a return on his capital what he invested. And now he runs PMS. He runs few small case, which we will discuss more in our upcoming videos. What is a small case? And he also now own a successful YouTube channel where he gives a very different viewpoint on stock market. If you compare it with the normal views you get on a business news channel, where you only get kind of a stock tip recommendation, basis technical analysis, like what is the 15-day, 200-day moving averages, how breakout, break in, head and shoulder pattern, just to name few. And he also on his YouTube channel, he shared his wisdom quite openly, which I don't think a lot of veteran stock investors are doing it. I mean, he helped you to how to you can choose a stock, what kind of, I would say, what kind of factors you should consider before investing to a stock. And one crux of that is that you should not see a price, or I would say भाव of a stock before investing. Some people, they just see कि भाव क्या चल रहा है, अभी वो बहुत कम पे है. Classic example, Vodafone, when it was at, let's say, 10 12, or after that recent their FPO to 13 14, people thought इतना सस्ता स्टॉक है, 10 12 रुपए का ले लिया, और अगर ये कल को 50 रुपए हो गया, I will make it big. Now you all know where it stand. It already got down. After that FPO price, it almost half of its FPO price. So भाव is not everything. I would say price is not everything. You have to consider many aspects. And after inspiring from him, even if he inspired many people to start YouTube channel on stock market, I would say on financial literacy. I know there is a lot of abundance of such kind of channel on YouTube, but the kind of perspective Vasant Maheshwari sir has shared with their audience, I think we lack such kind of content on YouTube. I don't claim to be an expert of stock market, or I don't claim that I can make you rich. Even I'm also kind of learning this day in day out. But I think we can certainly discuss psyche around stock market investing. We can discuss what kind of factor we should consider while investing in a mutual fund in a small case or to a stock market directly. It's kind of a channel where we can discuss. We will hear from you also, and we'll pick up interesting topic down the line. So that is in a nutshell, and in that way, we come to the end of YouTube channel. But I hope you like the content. I hope this is something different what you see on social media. So hope to see you again, and with my next video and a next interesting topic. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.